Monday, July 13th, and welcome to another episode of the Port Report with your host, Timmy Fitzgerald. Timmy, it's been a couple of weeks. How are you, sir?
I'm well. I'm ready for this All-Star break, no doubt about it.
Yeah,
How you doing?
Absolutely. A lot to catch up on today. I was having a discussion on another podcast, and A's fans are angry right now. They saw the interview with Jamie Arnold yesterday at the Futures game. And with that being said, no matter what comes out of a A's prospect player, when the fans are looking at it right now, they're going to look at the most negative side to it.
Okay.
And it seemed like Arnold wasn't the most thrilled about going to Vegas, in a sense of, he didn't say it. He didn't say that. He said, hey, it's a tough environment to pitch in, which is no secret to anybody.
Yeah.
The thought idea with a lot of A's fans is, why is Vegas the AAA affiliate when so many pitchers hate going there to pitch? Why not make Stockton? And I want to talk to you about that a little bit later.
Okay.
MLB draft just happened this last weekend, and it's an exciting time for Stockton, because whenever these MLB draft picks get drafted, first place they go to is Stockton. It must be a different vibe. It must be a different feel. Want to talk about that a little bit later.
Okay.
Stockton Ports have all of a sudden become the team everyone seems to be talking about, with Brayson Guedez and Shotaro Mori, and Gavin Turley starting to heat up a little bit. It seems to be something that's a lot of fun. And another player that got an unexpected demotion, Nate Nankill, I was a little bit surprised on in a few minutes. But first and foremost, I talked about this last week with Jesse Goldberg-Strassler on Lugnuts Weekly. 2023 second-round pick out of Rutgers, Ryan Lasko. It's no surprise. It's no secret to anybody. They've probably seen the tragic collision with Devin Taylor, leaving Ryan Lasko without any feel right now. He played, I want to say, 80-something games with the Ports in 2024. You were around him for a good amount of time.
Well, we were in Lake Elsinore when the play happened. It starts to make the rounds, and it's pretty jarring. I could only look at it once, because you're talking about two guys that played with us. This keeps happening. Well. You look at this Lansing roster, it's like, geez, there's 98% former Stockton Ports up there right now.
Yeah.
And, and then this happens with then a AA now, and like, so you're always following these guys. You're always keeping track of them. And Ryan Lasko was a very all heart, big energy, type of guy. Everything was at 100% full speed. Could be very intense on the field and pretty chill off of it. He had that balance, and he's, if there's a ball in the gap, it's his. He's going to go get it. And that was, you saw that collision happen. And instantly, as soon as I saw it, I was worried about his neck, just because of the way he hits and his head goes back. I'm like, oh, dang, his neck. And that was the case. He was one of my favorite players to interact with as far as the Stockton Ports in my first year. One of the most professional guys already. We had the first half ended in Fresno my first year. So we're talking late to mid-June 2024. First half ends. It didn't go so great that night for the Ports. And it was I think there was somebody got ejected, maybe even for arguing balls and strikes. And I'm writing the recap at the hotel bar in Fresno where we stay. And it's a pretty short recap because we lost. It was like a 10-2 loss or something like that. It wasn't good. So it's pretty quick. First half ended. I'm done. I see Ryan Lasko. I see Diego Barrera. I see Ryan Brown having themselves a drink. I see Steven Echeverria drinking water. And because he's too young then at the time. We're just in the hotel lobby is all. And I'm like, hey, guys, mind if I join you? And Lasko's like, no, we're just here talking about baseball. I'm like, well, huge surprise, so because that was him. He was that guy that was constantly talking about baseball.
Is that right?
He didn't veer from much else. It was always on his mind and how to improve and what he saw and what'd you think of this. And that sort of stuff. And so we're talking for a while. We share each other's stories, and it was the first interaction. We're at the halfway point. It's the first time I really got feedback of, oh, my grandfather really likes listening to you. And, it's like, oh, okay, they do like me. All right. So, it's like they're reassured me their parents enjoyed the broadcast. So at one point, Lasko goes up to get another round. And I didn't ask for another round. He didn't know what I was drinking, but he asked the bartender what I was having, and he just brought me one without me asking. There it was, and that's the guy he is. So, it makes it sting a little bit. You worry about,
Sure.
Okay, baseball is one thing, but what's going to happen to him even beyond that. I'm gonna play an interview I did for him. We used to do the when Vince Cotroneo was still around. He wanted us to do the minor league report every week. One of the minor league affiliates, their broadcaster interviewed a guy, sent it in for the pregame show. So that's pretty cool. I've done interviews with guys that have been on the pregame show. I'll play a little chunk of this Ryan Lasko one here, and you kind of it's sort of telling about what kind of guy he was. Make sure I have the volume ready to go. All right. We're doing this old school way. I left some equipment in Stockton, so we're just going to right on here. You ready? Here we go.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you about a quote from your original scouting report from Baseball America. I think this was going into the draft. It said Lasko plays with an unapologetic intensity, especially defensively. Your thoughts on that characterization of your play out in center?
I think that sums me up to a T. I haven't heard that one before until today. But yeah, I mean, that's just the way I've learned to play the game. It's just the way, when I would watch TV and I would watch certain guys, whether it's, the Derek Jeters or, for example, a guy I grew up, Brett Gardner, who's just a hard-nosed guy. And I don't know, I just kind of took that, and that's the kind of the way that I thought you were supposed to play the game. And that's just the way I kind of grew up playing. And it's with anything I would do. But off the field, I'm a completely different person. I'm very quiet and reserved.
Yeah.
And sometimes people, when they meet me the first time, they think I'm that player on the field, so they get they don't know if I'm going to be a nice person or not. But it's something that I've just grown into, and I like being able to separate the on-field me and the off-field me, because it's two very different people, on the field and off the field, which I like, and I like being able to separate the two. So, it's a unique little characteristic that I've learned about myself as I've gotten older.
So that was Lasko talking about. Hold on, there we go. Talking about his persona separated from out there. I finished with a question for him. I said, "All right, here's a fun one. I'm going to ask you. I think this one fits you really well. I'm going to give you a song lyric, and you're going to identify it for me." So I said, "Spend some time with the Mudville Nine, watching it from the bench. Took some lumps when the Mighty K struck out." He goes, "Oh, that's center field. Center field." I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, that hits home for me because my dad would play that a lot. We play that pretty much before every game. That one hits home for me there. And I'm like, and that's you now. I'm like, Mudville 9, that's Stockton. It's you. It's like, yeah, and here I am playing for him. So, we wish Lasko the best. He's one of those guys that a lot of people are going to be pulling for him, who, when they heard this news, their hearts dropped, or they saw the collision, and it made everybody really just hit this state of worry for him as Ryan Lasko, much less the player. So we are our hearts and thoughts and everything out to him, and we hope for a good recovery for Ryan Lasko, an easy guy to root for.
Have you heard any news about where he's at today? I mean, I know it's still a few weeks, and I think everyone's just trying to take it all in as far as the shock that's happening.
And I haven't yet. I know it'll just take some time. There's at least a prognosis out there of, when the swelling goes down in his spine, and that could take a couple weeks, and we're just not quite there yet. We're approaching it. When that swelling goes down, then the feeling could return, because it's sort of pinching and hitting his nerves to keep them from working properly.
It's crazy. It gives you, it gives you a crazy perspective just on baseball life, and just what's important. And, we go on every day, and something like that happens. We step back a little bit, and
it's important too, because think about what fans would be like. Oh, they second round pick, and he's only hitting this and double. Who cares? He's a great defender, sure, but that's all you're getting out of second round. That people do that, right?
100%. Yeah, absolutely.
And
Hey,
it's
I
this
did
kind of
it.
moment that
Yeah.
makes you go, yeah, wait
You
a
feel
minute.
a little ashamed of yourself afterwards. You're like, what was I doing? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like idiot. So, it's just, no,
Yeah.
it is. And, hopefully it's one of those things where you hopefully get better next time at it when that same feeling comes up. But you're
I feel you.
absolutely right. Hey, same way. Hey, great defender, can't hit, struggling, what's
Mhm.
taking us. And then something like that happens. You're like, whoa, it
Yeah.
doesn't even matter anymore.
Yeah.
It
Right.
doesn't even
That's
matter.
what
Who
ends up.
cares?
Yeah.
Right?
That's the feeling you end up getting. That
Yeah.
happened to me with early days of indie ball. Fella that played with us was a first round pick of the Angels, Chevy Clark. He was taken right after Cam Bedrosian
Yeah.
by the Angels that year. So when they had the 2 back-to-backs, and Trout was the year before, Trout and Grichuk, I think, or something like that. The guy Chevy Clark, and he came and played with us. And I think about, oh man, people probably see him 27th-ish, 6th-ish overall pick. See him as a bust. That Angel fans are probably all enraged about it, whatever. And I'm like, he's one of my favorite people to hang out with. It's that balance you get when you sort of pull that back. There's a realism about, okay, well, you're not hitting at this level, so we won't have to let you go. But there's always this niceness about it. There's a professional cordialness that the fan misses on, I feel like sometimes. And this is another kind of example of that.
Stockton Ports. It's almost hard to even think about baseball right now, but I don't think Lasko would have it any other way.
Amen.
Stockton Ports right now. It's interesting when you look at the Stockton Ports. I kind of look at the Stockton Ports and I think of the Ace. I think of the big team. A lot of young, interesting, exciting offensive players.
Yeah.
With pitching trying to find it. Brayson Guidez continues to impress, continues to be the guy. Has he surprised you?
No, not surprised, but it's just kind of like, okay, here it is, starting to come around. The whole key. I love this show we're doing because it's like this progress report on these guys as we go. We could think about when he, had the big blow up in Ontario. How he started the year.
Before that, I'm asking you, he's striking out way too much. Is he, young?
And, yeah, exactly. And that's kind of what he fixed. He's still he's going outside the zone. He's kind of got this Vlad Sr. thing about him of being a bad ball hitter sort of guy. And he'll just go out, like something will be way up and away out of the zone, and he'll still, be able to knock it into left and get maybe even a hustle double out of it. So he's, the hit tool is pretty real. And now that he's started to cut down the strikeouts a little bit, he's under 30%. He's at 27.4 now. He is a high contact guy, like a batting average on balls in play for him, 397. Like it's just what he does. So he's going to get to a lot of things. Can he develop more power? Does that come with his selectiveness? Does that get him to 25 dingers? Think about the 2 massive home runs he had in spring training that caught everybody's attention, right? So, and he had one Sunday. So the bat speed's there, the hit tool's there. Can he hit for enough power? I think that comes with the selectiveness of only swinging here. Yeah, you can get a base hit on these pitches. Maybe save that for 2 strikes. Let's focus early on, and depending how much time Mark McGwire works with him, because that's always been his thing. Yeah, let's focus on this section, your hot spots. Then you work on defending the zone because he's swinging at anything he thinks he can get to make contact with. He got out of the habit of chasing the low end pitch that he likes, but is below that. He got out of that habit for a while. It came back for a couple of games this week, and then pulled out of it again. So that's a real sign of growth for me. We're talking about an 18-year-old fresh out of Venezuela, got $1.5 million bonus. So like he's certainly an on the radar prospect. He climbed up in the prospect rankings.
Yeah.
His June, I think he hit 379 in June.
Yeah, something like that.
He was our Stockton Ports Player of the Month for June. Yeah, June was 379, a 432 on base, a 586 slug. It was 240 May, 260 April, with 324 on base in that April. But the May was tough when he thought maybe got a little fooled by his April. Let's go with that. Maybe thought, oh yeah, I'll be able to hit everything here. Then he had to get a little more selective, and he started June. We're talking 9 games, but hitting 306 with a couple of bops already here. 611 slug in 9 games, 366 on base. So he's a guy that probably spends the whole year with us.
Good. I hope so.
Yeah, being just 18.
Yeah.
He might even be somebody that would start next year with us while they, working
okay
on
with
some
that,
things. It's
Take
like,
your
let's
time.
master. Let's get you showing more power at this level before we try that at high A. I could see them starting him in Lansing next year, be like, okay, and let's just have you get used to it, deal with it. There's a thought of, well, let's keep working on some stuff here to start next season. Let's see how you did with the offseason assignments we gave you. Let's see how that compares to the same level you were at the year before. That could totally happen. Does he get more power being selective? Does he field better? He plays the angles on ricochets incredibly well. A ball into the corner, he's got that sized up, and he's out there working on it pregame with himself, with Coach Cooper Goldby, whoever. He's out there bouncing balls off the wall just to see how they bounce, and he predicts it very well. Just the actual act of getting to it, he's a little stiff in his running. He's a little stiff. His fielding holds him back. That's something at least you can work on. Right? That's even easier than developing power, in my opinion, to work on being a better fielder. But it's not great. And a little stiff in his base running, just getting around first, things like that. So does he hit for enough power to earn that DH life and also, just being in the corner and being serviceable, and you get taken out late. Okay, Denzel Clark, go get, hopefully Ryan Lasko, go get in there for him.
Yeah.
That's is that the future? There's three different ways it could go. So we're gonna pay real close attention on him because he is, where is he rated? Baseball America has him like 11th or something or 10th. Yeah, and MLB Pipeline's got him up there.
Anymore.
Yeah, like he's a major prospect for them, and it's starting to show because there were times where other people on the staff, just of the Port staff, not the A staff that's here with us, the coaches, but front office folks are like, so he had a lot of hype on him. There's a lot of strikeouts. I'm like, yeah, I know. That's about cleaning that up. And once he does that, and you saw what happens when he does it for a little over a month. It's 379 at this level.
Speaking of transactions this week, one transaction didn't surprise me. I was actually very, very happy for Daniel Buchero getting the call up to High A Lansing, and he's doing some work over there.
Yeah.
What was surprising was the other end of that transaction, and that's Nate Nankill coming down. Nate Nankill, I was high on last year. I thought he was going to be great out of Fullerton. He had a real good year last year.
Yeah.
This year he struggled. He struggled to start the year. Once he started getting it going, I mean, the week before he got sent back down to Stockton, he's hit close to high 3s, low 400s. He tore it up that week, and then all of a sudden he gets sent down. Were you surprised when you see that, or at this point is it just reactionary? Nothing surprises you really.
I've seen that happen a couple of times where you're like, they're probably gonna have to send this guy down, and they've maybe made up their mind, but they're trying to think what's the corresponding transaction. They already know, okay, he needs to work on these things before he'll click here. So they've maybe had their mind made up. I don't know.
Sure,
that has happened before
because he took the jump to Double A last year too.
Right. So let's see. Last season in High A with Lansing, it's 88 games, 294, 382 on base, 396 slug, like almost there.
The power wasn't there, right?
3 home runs, exactly, 19 doubles. He goes up to Midland, as you noted, hits 243, a 307 on base, 303 is his slug. Like this season in Lansing, you mentioned he warmed up, but 210, a 327 on base. Yeah. So these are the things that maybe the A's think he is at his ceiling, like he's tapped out. This is who he is. He's a high contact, big on base guy, good corner fielder, good corner outfielder, and maybe that's where he is. The slug's going to have to really come in something involving bat speed, strength increasing. Maybe their analytics, their metrics don't show that. So he's being sent here to either work on something to help unlock some power, or this is the level they think he's at. We're going to find out here over the next couple of months.
A similar move the A's made last year was Rodney Green. Rodney Green, I wasn't surprised at when he got sent down. Maybe it's similar. Maybe I just, sometimes you get locked in on a player and you're like, hey, no, they're wrong, I'm right. Those type of deals.
I'm big on Rodney Green Jr. Let's
too.
see right now,
he's
347, 347 on base, same sort of deal. He's pushing 400, but like not quite there yet, So
the thing about Green is like when he does it, he looks really good when he does it. It pops off the bat.
There is power there. Exactly. Yeah.
It's effortless. It's like, wow, this guy's going to be a superstar.
Yeah.
It's just, he hasn't done it over a consistent amount of time.
In the swing and miss, and that's something I know a lot of people noted in this draft that we'll talk about the first round. A lot of folks went for contact. So, okay. All right. Now and that's why I never got too upset about 3 true outcomes. Like pendulum swing, things come and go, games evolve.
Sure.
Eventually they'll find the deficiency in the market, the opening there that, oh man, it seems like the difference now is making contact. So it's like, they'll always find that, that type of thing. Oh, it's get Scott Hatterberg or, that sort of thing. So it's find that where the opening is and the game will change a little bit. Rodney's one of those guys that, the strikeouts are there. Nankill's in the other end of the spectrum. Right. Not a lot of strikeouts, but contact there. But you get an idea. You expect, Nankill's not a small dude, so you expect that there's power to be found in there. And so they're still trying to unlock it, I think.
How's he looked?
Like himself, like the dude who made the California League All-Star team in 24.
Right,
so at this level, we know who he is. He did play first base for the first time ever in his college or professional career yesterday. So maybe that's what this assignment here is about. Let's get you learning first at this level and see how you do with that. Could be part of the mix for that.
What'd you think of the A's draft?
I certainly like the early part. I've only gotten to dive into Drew Burress and Mason Edwards so far.
Got it.
But then again, I know who Roman Martin is. So this would be another 4 years in a row, I'd say at least. At least you could say from 24 on, they have drafted quite well. Decently in 23. They're a little top heavy in 23. It gets a little better going further down in the last couple of drafts. So Burress feels like a pretty strong pick. Like that was solid. That's what you would give it, right? Like you say,
I thought
that was solid.
I thought he was going to go. I don't think it was a steal. Everyone had Burress going anywhere from 4 to 7-ish. You know what I mean? So he dropped a couple spots, and I think what was good is the A's didn't overthink it. Hey, he's there. Take him. Boom.
Yeah,
that's a good pick.
You never have too many outfielders, and then they were smart to go pitching with their next two, and and Gackle from Arkansas. They went major programs. I don't like it when some schools like go early into small schools. Like save that for later.
Sure.
I like that they went big dogs early. We're talking USC, Arkansas, even North Carolina State, UCLA, G-Tech again. Duke, Miami. It's until they're in round 7 before they're giving Campbell a go in Liberty and even Cincinnati. And I like that they went with some known commodities. Fans can kind of be like, oh yeah, them, right? I remember watching this guy in the College World Series, right?
Sure.
So there's an aspect to that, and just got with solid tools. The other thing that on MLB Network, Harold Reynolds talked about was not only the swing, the contact, but taking college guys. We all have our theories about that. Some of it is about, they have less money leverage for the bonus, but also there is more data on them. Yeah. The track man's in every ballpark. You know what you got with these guys. The scouting is more extensive now. Everything's streamed now. You can tune in and watch anybody, really any
Everyone's
college program.
A scout.
Yeah. So it's made the college picks a lot easier. I think this is another set of solid picks. We maybe see in Stockton. It probably picks up at Roman Martin for us with the potential of Drew Burress. I mean, Nick Kurtz was here for a week, So maybe
Right.
we get that version again when they're like, okay, yeah, you killed it in a week. Go ahead. Let's go ahead. I'm glad we got to see you get loose here. And we'll move you up now. Or depending on where position log jams may be, how he looks. These guys do work out. They do inter-squad stuff in
Yeah.
the ACL when they first come in. Before they hit any action with us, they're at least being seen in the complex inter-squad stuff to get an idea of where a guy's going to start, where they need to go. I would think from Roman Martin down, these guys are going to be options for us. The pitchers, it'll depend on whose clock they want to start. You have a minor league clock too of 6 years,
Right.
and also if they've been throwing, how
Got
they
it.
look with that, how they're feeling health wise, how strong the arm feels.
Arnold sat out last
yeah.
year, but you had a couple of the
Yeah.
guys last
Yeah.
that did come. The kid from
Exactly
West
what I'm
Virginia.
talking about.
Yep.
Exactly. Yep.
Yeah. I want to ask you about that. That's different. It's different that Stockton gets to experience that nobody else really does. I mean, you got Drew Burris potentially. You had Nick Kurtz
the
coming
first
just
look
right after the draft.
Yeah.
What's the vibe like? What's the atmosphere like? How do the existing players take it? Is there more of a competitive vibe? I mean, I'm thinking it has to be a little bit different, or is it just, hey, a new player, a new time? No, okay.
Oh, it adds a whole lot of juice. It definitely
does,
adds. It adds a whole lot of juice, a whole lot of life to the team itself. There's this injection of talent that just needs to be seen at this level before they know, oh God, you're ready for 2 more levels above this. It's just, okay, let's see it. It's the first look. So people got a chance of, oh, well, you can come see Nick Kurtz. Here he is,
right?
Yeah, it's your first look. There it is. The first action you'll get. It's like going to an NFL training camp, I guess, and seeing that guy's first go to an extent. It's the only thing I can really compare it to. Getting that first
Wilson
look.
Go?
What's that?
Wilson?
He skipped us. So that's the thing. He skipped us. Let's see.
Kurtz
Jump skipped us. But Devin Taylor was here.
Yes.
And Nick Kurtz was here. And Rodney Green Jr. was here. And there's been other.
Gavin Turley was there.
Joshua Kuroda-Grauer.
Still there, yeah.
Kuroda-Grauer.
Yeah.
He was. You could tell right away when Kuroda-Grauer got here. You're like, oh man, he does look like Luis Ariz with more speed. I see what they're talking about. Okay, yeah. It's that first look. It adds a lot of juice. I think the players who are here appreciate reinforcements. And they realize, oh, I need to compete. The competition, it all raises everybody's game. It's good for them. If they don't like that, then they are not fit for this profession. So that's what you find out too. You're like, oh man, if you kind of wilted in the competition, or oh, this guy's taking my spot. I don't really see anybody in this clubhouse doing that. I think they'll be much more like, yeah, we would appreciate a little juice, because Stockton Ports are tied for second place, my guy. Like,
oh my God,
we're in the mix right now. So
good for that. They're an exciting team.
A game over 500. It goes the Cyborg that is the San Jose Giants. They are something in 3 in the second half.
Jesus,
they're gonna win. So if you win the first half and you win the second half, whoever's in second gets the playoff spot that would come with the second half playoff spot. So if the Giants finish in first again, like it looks like they might, you finish second, you get yourself a playoff spot.
You never know.
In a 3-game series, and you see what you can do.
You never know. Know.
So some meaningful baseball going on in Stockton right now. It's nice at this time of year, because normally we're waiting on those draft reinforcements to save us from a god-awful week, getting swept in San Jose, just going through the lowest of low points as everybody who was having a good year gets called up, and you get the guys who are struggling, or some ACL guys trying to prove themselves.
Sure.
Stretch from now to when the draft guys get here, basically. Like, you just had Buchiro go up, like, they're one of our big guns. Luckily, we got these really young guys here. They're not going to promote, Montero, Maury, along with Guedes. They're gonna be here this year. So there's at least some stability in that regard, I think, that's going on. Some other high school pitchers, I don't think they're putting Josiah Romeo up in high A yet this year at age
or
20.
Alex Barr,
Or Barr at 19. Like, that's probably
I
not going to
think so.
happen.
Right. Yeah.
Phipps fresh out right now. No. So
Yeah.
so there's some guys that are going to be here a little bit this time. And then the reinforcements are going to join that while we're actually above 500, perhaps. That's what we got to figure out if that type of thing is, and that'll be a sign of the A's depth organizationally improving.
Sure.
When Stockton wins, you'll be like, oh, they've actually got a pipeline rebuilt again. They actually have depth. They have people there to be developed. And that's now that the farm system is made 11th overall. Great, that's top heavy, and now you see it start to fill out a little bit. Is a good sign for the organization as a whole.
Trade Shea, Timmy?
What's that?
Do you trade Shea? Langoliers?
Trade? No, not if you think you're in it.
Well, they're not going to be in it.
Yeah, because what's left on his?
They got so here's you got two. You got two point of views on this.
Yeah. First, he's only signed through. Well, you got two more years. Arbitration coming. It's just
he's
more
not going to
arbitration.
extend. He's not going to extend, right? We kind of know that. Well, we don't know that, but we know that.
I say I'll answer this for you. It's get much closer to the end of arbitration with him. It's going to be at 4 years.
So he's going to be next year, and then one more year. 29, he becomes a free agent.
Yes, free agent 29. And so
you got 2 years left.
Yeah, I think I'm not doing it until next year. Take your shots first. You don't have anybody you're trying to plug into that. You got Jonah Heim right now who's perfectly serviceable. Yeah, and he'll be exactly. He's a rental in a lot of ways. So no, not yet. Not yet. You're still I would wait till even, but I'm optimistic. Foolish maybe. just like wait until you're in that year, that deadline of the sell year. If you want to do it the year before, but that's about if you think somebody else is ready to put in. If you think, we're gonna play Cole Khan, we're gonna. If you think somebody's ready, but I'm not
no
sure.
One's ready.
No, I wouldn't say so. So I think you're taking this up to the year of free agency through 28 into the deadline of 28. Yeah.
Awesome. We'll get sounds familiar as an A's fan. Question for you.
Yes.
Now, someone brought this up yesterday, and this has been somewhat of a topic. Somewhat of a topic. Maybe this might be the first time. Vegas Aviators, AAA affiliate.
Sure.
Great ballpark, great place they're at. It's excellent. Problem is they're in Summerlin. Completely different as far as just playing that whole league. And pitchers don't want to go there. What pitcher does? Now, Stockton's kind of has been set up where, and you told me from where they could support a AAA organization. What would be your thoughts? What's your opinion on the AAA affiliate being the Stockton Ports and single A, double A, whatever it may be, being the Aviators?
I think you come up about, I'd want to say 3,000 seats short, 3,000 to 4,000 seats short in Banner Island Ballpark. And it's an easy comp because of Fresno being in our league, a former AAA team. Yeah. So, and if they got removed, I don't know that they're putting, Stockton in. I could see some swapping around happen with that when the next agreement's up. Maybe that's how Fresno gets back in. They have to take AAA away from Vegas to keep that symmetry better, and they become somebody else's affiliate. But you're gonna face some of the same problems in the California League. It's not as extreme, but ball flies in the California League. I'll tell you that right now. So it's up there, and especially in baseball overall right now, the drag is down on the ball again. One of those, there's a lot of talk about that with the ball one more time. So we're coming up a few thousand seats short, I would say, and you kind of run into the same problems. I'm still of the thought of that Summerlin is far enough out, and if they alternate their schedules well, one's not going to cannibalize the other. I think you're going to have some crossover. It's unavoidable. I think they can still coexist. The Aviators being the affiliate of the A's while the A's are in town.
Got it.
I think they can make that work. I think that I'm still in that camp. That I've run into a couple of people now in the biz who don't see that. They think one's going to eat up the other, but then you're just eating up some other friend. I think it's worse for the Aviators if they're not an A's affiliate when the A's get there. I think because it's unavoidable. It's happening. The A's are coming. Like, it's happening. And if they're not, if they're Fresno, if they're the Rockies affiliate or somebody else, I don't think it's going to go as well. And I think that, I see it in hockey a lot. Blackhawks, their AHL's right there in Chicago. So if they can do it, I don't know why baseball can as well.
Now, that stadium is set up to add those 3,000, correct?
It could have. It was in its original design. Right. City of Stockton isn't swimming in money, and so they had to stop there. And that's why it is a single deck ballpark rather than having that next little tier there like Reno or somebody. So that would require that kind of investment from the city of Stockton, one that had things go really rough for the city of Stockton during the 08, housing and loan crisis. It hit that town harder than anybody. That's what Stockton's story is. Like, why is Stockton sort of economically depressed? And, 08, we got it one of the worst in the entire country of any city.
A lot of cities in that Central Valley.
Yeah, Yeah. Mm-hmm. So that happened. That's what it would take. I could see Fresno getting back in there someday. That ballpark's still built for it. Stockton would take more to add to that park, and the Aviator Stadium, if you've been there, pretty cool. So
right,
it's
sure is
ready for AAA. Yeah. I've done college tournaments. The WCC was there a couple years. So it was. Yeah. I've done that there. It's like the new Ontario park in our league. If they'd have put another deck up above for media rather than shoving us down the third baseline. Still not over that.
All-Star Week. What's usually All-Star Week for you? Just like rest and relax, gear up, back at it.
Today's rest and relax day. Occupational therapy appointment for my daughter coming back from encephalitis. She had a blast. So, daddy-daughter day is today. Right. Then home run derby tomorrow. Maybe knock out some home projects, maybe transactional things I need to take care of, putting the money from one thing to another I got to do. It.
All that good stuff.
Yeah, life things. Try to catch up on life a little bit.
That life thing, man.
Maybe I'm going to hang out with a friend tomorrow.
Hey, there you go.
He and I are going to watch the All-Star game, man.
Good for you, man.
Yeah, so try to have a life a little bit because you really don't much during, stretch of 132 and being on the road for 2 weeks not that long ago. So doing the Rancho to Lake Elsinore back to back. So just gonna really take a break for a second and then get ready for the rest, knowing that you're at least on the other side of halfway. I'm going to give you a song lyric. I want you to guess the song.
Okay.
All right, I'm going to try not to sing it because I feel like that'll give it away. I spent some time in the Mudville 9 watching it from the bench. I took some lumps when the mighty Case struck out.
That's center field.
Oh, center field. That's you.
I grew up that song playing a lot. My dad would play that song all the time. So that song actually hits home for me a little bit.
That's awesome. Yeah. And the Mudville 9, that's Stockton. Here you are, playing center field for the Mudville